Let's see. Add option. Let's see. And who else? Let's see. Hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Now, welcome. Oh, how's everybody doing? Phew, a lot is happening. I don't even know where to start. Well, lie to lie. I don't know where to start. Nigeria and problem 5 and 6. I don't know. This Nigeria, shall we must change them. Have you noticed the girl that called out the BRT, the boss, the Lagos State government for insufficient buses? Her job increased her salary, and they gave her free pass for a year, free transportation for a year. That's amazing. That's what it's all about. If everybody took up civic responsibility like that, and people acknowledge it, a lot of people will be sensitized to do more. The lady, remember when Ray called out NYSC? After they called out NYSC, they increased the salary of NYSC. So what does that tell you? That tells you that your voice is powerful. One person was able to achieve that. So imagine if everybody comes together and says, we know they do this nonsense, one that they do again. Imagine the change that will happen. Just imagine the change that will happen. That's what me I think. This whole calling out the bad, the terrible. If people were calling out the government as they should, right, the way everybody has been calling them out now, things would have changed by now. I'm very, very sure about that. By now, we for don't know where we dey. We for don't know where we dey go by now. Yeah. Okay. E get one interview when I want we listen to. Now that one we go address today. I go play wetin dem dey call am. Meanwhile, a number of people don decamp go ADC. Senator Abaribe, many others, dem don decamp. Una know? Dem say for Senator Abaribe, Senate, dem say dem go declare am vacant. Is it no? What's the other guy's name? Not Malami. There's a guy that just decamped again too from ADC, and people are saying that he and Peter Obi should run together. Anyway, we will bring that on. I mean, hold on 1 second, guys. Mm, mm, okay. Anytime Dr. Kachi is on, I like to bring his videos because he always have very, very
It's not be the first time we'll be here. There's not be the second time, not be the third time. Because
cool.
I see somebody like Henry should come out to
I mean,
say Tinubu, they go too far just to win a re-election. That he's focusing on total state capture to rule for life. And this is not the first time the president has been accused of ambition to rule Nigeria for life. In fact, some people don't even gossip and before say, if anything make president even win second term, say you don't become president for life with that. But a lot of people talk say that one not really possible because this is Nigeria, it's a democracy. And a democracy don't be tested several times, and this kind of thing never happened. So we may be looking at all of these and more. And then when I come back later on, I will bring on all the things that will be shared for inside Nigeria. But let me invite Dr. Kajari quickly to join me in the studio. Dr. Kach, good evening to you, and thank you so much for joining us in the studio. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. It's good to
Hey, I just
you, and I thank you still.
thank you. I just hope that this network will get messy on us today because I would really like to get your honest opinion of all the things with the share for Nigeria. But make I first start with asking you before, without reading any headline, what will be your honest assessment of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu government?
Well, President Tinubu will start from where President Buhari, and so far, uh, seems to have continued in the old ways of total capture. We have seen him sustain them, and that's the reason allies in the APC bolted out to go form the opposition ADC. We have also seen he has allowed one of his ministers, Minister for FC, to help Atiku finish the job he started, which was to the PDP. And that Tinubu has been very incompetent in lives and property, and that's why you saw the Americans had to come in, despite his government's denial of the genocide that was going. The Americans did not believe him, as he kept denying. Americans forced their boots on Nigerian soil. And today, for the first time in Nigeria's history, the time of the colonial period, Nigeria occupied by a superior army. We're watching, we're happy, we're not there. I pray things could change, but no. And well, security is as good as we should expect. Most disappointing one is the failure of the state to protect lives and property under President Tinubu. And that's the reason why when the Americans came and they saw that his government condoning the killings by the Fulani militias, the Americans were in. I can say killings are less than they were 3 months, 4 months, 5, 6 months ago. And that's why most Nigerians are happy that Americans are here, despite the denials by the Tinubu administration. By and large, I would say he is different from President Buhari. Buhari actively encouraged the genocide, but Tinubu was incompetent in managing it, nor in calibrating a response to genocide. It's only just stopped because the Americans have forcibly intervene in Nigeria. I pray he is able to work with the Trump administration to bring to book those who've been responsible for this genocide. And when he refuses to bring them to book, then we will begin to say, yes, he is completely complicit in the killings, not just being incompetent in the killings, but we will say complicit. The other side, corruption has grown wings under the administration, getting better, getting worse, and we're watching. The biggest thing that has given me a reason for is the U.S. intervention in our country. It's sad that senior statesmen like me are happy intervention in our country by a foreign army. But that probably tells you we prefer that the Americans are here than to live our lives under occupation, militia, which the Americans have been pointing that they are going to fight them. What happened?
What if you could tap into your home's equity with no monthly payments? Unison gives you cash for what matters most: home upgrades, travel, or just breathing room.
If Tinubu recognizes that the genocide has, then yes, we could support him to make the arrests. No arrests have been made. Instead, we've had someone justify that his actions in supporting the genocide, working with the terrorists, something that is known to the government of President Tinubu, and that Tinubu knows about his engagement and had not stopped it. Well, we are watching. We condemn the handling of the issue by the government. I condemn Buhari and his people who set up this genocide. I condemn the Nigerians who have been paid to deny the. You see, the reasons why the Miet Allah were listed as part of the common television night. So they were effectively, also effectively patrons and enablers of the genocide. Of course, you know, under law, is a crime. So the president, I think, is negligent. He act in a way to protect lives and property. He was negligent in protecting Nigerians who were removed from their ancestral as Fulani militias, imported populations to take over home. People were ethnically cleansed from those homelands. And then the homelands, those who are alive were not headed into internment camps, which exist till this day. I understand that most of them, like the Chinese and the French, didn't care. All they wanted was simply the advantages they could get, taking arms for the French, trying to balance their losses across the Sahel. We are grateful for the rhetorics of the Americans. We are happy. We have the reversal in the general. It's so bad that that was destroyed by the Buhari administration put attention to protect lives and properties. What it says, I will continue to condemn those who are in denial of what has happened.
All right, sir. Okay, now one of the reasons when Mika asked this question, now because of the conversation where I get with an American on the show over the week, and he did say something. He did say that their major grounds, or his major grounds, and the grounds of most of them, especially some of them for the parliament, that is their congressmen. Now say President Tinubu, they deny the genocide. He is there, people are dying, whether it is Christians, Muslims, or everybody that is dying, and he's barely doing anything about it. And people are dying. And instead of face the fact that people are dying, that he's trying to, he actually mentioned something about war of narratives, that he's rather in war of narratives, because now you'll be the first person who talk that thing about war of narratives. And he did say that rather that the president invested in a war of narratives to try to change what's in the happen. Now, what's make me ask you this question? So if you say, don't try, so far, so good, what's the things and ways he say you need to do differently? Because in the recent weeks, we don't lose a lot of soldiers. Over 100 of our soldiers don't die in 1 week. Over 100 soldiers. In fact, there are different videos of our soldiers lamenting that they are tired of dying. It's as if they are set up to die by the Nigerian government. The reason I'm saying this is that it doesn't make me happy as a human being to know that maybe I will be next. Maybe you will be. God forbid. Those who are dying at once, people like us with blood in their vein. So what can we do if the president is doing his best? We are the whole day we make the thing maybe fix all. We don't get even more deaths than before. What thing happen, sir?
This 16 terabytes portable solid-state drive, which costs over $1,000 on Amazon, is now available for the price of a tub of chocolate. Due to tariffs,
Hola,
we can't
welcome.
export our high-quality
Chene,
drives
I
made in our
see you.
California factory.
Welcome, guys.
You saw
Mona, come follow me,
what's been reported before. It has always been this way, all through the Buhari year. And as Tinubu came in and wasn't anything about it, when confronted, he even referred to it as communal clashes. Myself, that Tinubu is prime intelligence. Why wouldn't he then be honest about what's going on? Is he denying because he's in the same, he's in cahoot with the sponsors of the genocide? Or is he denying it because he doesn't have the capacity to speak truth responsible for the, or is it that he has the Fulani militia killings just for the sake of taking over their... Yes, there's no way the president can be exonerated from being part of the genocide because it happened right on us. And we have seen it. He has denied it. His government has denied it because even though he's been silent, I believe, stronger than anybody. And of course, you could see the other day, one of his spokespersons was disgraced.
Your brother, Daniel
Al
Boala.
Jazeera, Daniel Boala. You know, that he doesn't understand. And
But
once
no,
I
he
told
said
him
he's made up.
September,
Go ahead, sir. So go ahead. He said he was edited.
you know, well, he is from certain
That's
people.
who I was trying
And,
to
and he's one of the Christian minorities. in Borno.
As a Christian from the north, they want him to deny the king of Christians in the north.
Wow.
So, whatever exactly what the picture was, he is a Christian and willing to say, no, that's not true. Well, that's how the Nigerian state has been organized. You can procure, because I noticed a lot of people.
Your network is going bad again, sir. We're losing some of the things you're saying.
Well, but let me take it again.
Yes, go ahead.
If you can hear me. I noticed that what people lacked was courage to speak the truth. But some also were very afraid for their life. Because the patrons and players of the genocide were. You can see what we're being told now by Governor Otom. He was offered 70 billion naira for him to accede to allowing, remember it was grazing?
Yes.
That they were as a mask. Then that's what we were having issues. They were not related issues. What we had, Buhari people trying to seize land by force from the Nigerian people and to use this land to Fulani who were coming from other parts into Nigeria. Well, and thank God we managed to capture a lot of what happened on camera. Even though they were confronted with very visible actions as committed by the Brown people and men of ISWAP, which was majorly people by, they still tried to deny, even after they were caught on those cameras. Even after the Americans came here and went to Benue to see over some people headed into a concentration camp. People still were denied, and that's what you saw when Mr. Boala was disgraced on our side of relief. So we need to also be honest of one. In hiding and shielding the genocide sustained, the Nigerians cannot exonerate itself. I speak from a deep understanding, deep involvement.
Are you sure your tax expert is right for you?
Guys,
Switch to TurboTax Full Service.
Network
I didn't lose you. Talk. I cannot find what you are trying to indict my constituency.
You cannot find up to 3 people in this country who took the risk to sustain the reporting, the killing. I did that for over 10 years until the Americans agreed with me verbatim that it was a Fulani during the killing. And they did all sorts of things, pursued me from television, from this platform to another platform, show that the West don't get out. Even when the international community came here and saw it, we're still in denial after being confronted with very, very manifest genocide against Nigerians. Thank God, the community are now witnesses that I am not happy that the Tinubu administration has been in denial. Happened. And you even have Fulani leaders. See, right now, most of them have gone quiet. They're not. They've hidden, withdrawn themselves. Some ran to Egypt, went to Sudan, and others went to Turkey. They are maintaining low and then sending progress to go make noise using platforms like the one they called the Sharia Council, the Muslim Rights Front. All sorts of fraudulent platforms are being used to push in our country. It just shows that they do not seek to coexist with others in Nigeria peacefully. You know, but we are happy. The internet cries. We are happy that Americans are now willing to do something to help our country, no matter what it is. We are grateful, and we hope that President Tinubu and his administration will turn in a new leaf and be able to work with the Americans in order to redress the wrong to indigenous people.
All right, sir.
I say this:
okay, go ahead.
There is no way Tinubu's administration can be on the same table with those who are willing to redress this evil thing that has happened if they do not come clean, be part of the people to solve the issue if they continue to stay in denial. Being in denial in support of those who have died, no matter what it is.
All right, sir. All right, sir. Okay. We will come back to the issue of security because it's very important to pay attention to it. But let's look at President Tinubu's performance ordinarily, because he had said something about him saying he will continue from where Buhari stopped and all that. And what to believe that it's not, perhaps he will not continue just only from the security aspect of taking care, ensuring and safety, but including with the economy and all of that. Now, a lot of people have accused the president of weaponizing poverty. This Ramadan season, he don't give us a lot of handouts like rice and all that to people. Do you know that people are actually celebrating it and telling him that he will vote for him again? In fact, they lay curses on anybody who will say Tinubu no win for second term. How can anybody say that? Because he has given handouts of food. And people are saying, people like Andrew Yusuf and others have come out to say that the president deliberately, or the APC deliberately weaponized poverty, impoverished the people, and then decide to give them when they want to give them so that they will remain eternally grateful to them. What's your opinion on that?
Well, weaponizing is not a new thing.
You agree it's true.
So, of course, we saw weaponization of poverty under the administration. We saw it. So if politicians return back to weaponizing poverty, I wouldn't say it's in. I would say it's part of the history of Nigeria, which we know in the military dictatorship. So Tinubu weaponizes poverty is like as if Buhari didn't weaponize. You know, the difference was it was worse under Buhari and better under Tinubu. People memories they think that this is just when it is. No, it's not. But it has been weaponized right from the Buhari administration. So I don't see anything new about weaponization by the government in Nigeria.
Right, so it's nothing new. But let's also touch other aspect of this conversation, which is about the president being a Democrat. Now, a lot of people don't talk say our president not come out and say he be Democrat. He be one of those way at the forefront of fighting for our democracy. But a lot of people don't attribute the things that we don't do lately as not being so democratic. You know, first of all, the push to almost near one-party system with almost all politicians tilting towards the center, and the excuse where all of them they give when they want to tilt towards the center and say they want to align to the center, so to bring development to their state. Is that to say that if you're in opposition, you will never have development? And you hear people like the Edo State governor saying that the reason he's working for the president is because the president is the one who gives him the money for all the things, the development he's doing, or the works he's doing in the Edo State. Is that not his right as a governor to get those allocations, the money, the president's money? And some people will also say that the handouts or the allocation that may look like they are more now that from the administration actually depreciates in value if you calculate it in the fit do back in the days. What's your opinion on that before I go back to exactly what the president just talked very shortly? Go ahead, sir.
This is the most anticipated smart security camera of the year. No internet connection needed. No.
Well, president has made his administration the one that does not tolerate opposition.
Your sound is bad. Your sound is bad. Your network is really, really bad. So the sound is gone back again. Hello, sir.
You.
Okay, we can see if we can hear. Yes, sir.
I can hear. What I'm trying to say is that President is from the southwest of Nigeria. The southwest of Nigeria has historically
the network is bad. We cannot hear you, sir. The network is really bad, and it won't be fair that we cannot get the substance of what you're saying. I don't know what's going on. It'd be very unfair.
I can
I can hear you, but it keeps twitching and it's breaking. It's very unfortunate because it's very important that we get every single thing you're saying. Oh dear, sincere apologies. I don't know why we have this network issue all the time because I wanted us to focus on this issue with Dr. Katch today and make it take as much as we could fit because of more conversations will come around that we have like we can really pay attention to because we got a second guest who will join us with Dr. Katch to also touch some things about this. And that's why it's very important that we have a clear conversation and good network. I don't know what's going on with Dr. Katch's network, but I do hope that the network can be reconnected and to get better. So a few things when the president don't talk legally, what people don't use. Maybe people take a listen to listen and just talk.
I'm glad we are all Democrats. And we all subscribe to this democracy voluntarily, willingly. And we've been at it selflessly in the last 26 years. Some of us are the bruises of it, struggling for it. We went to detention, we protested, we were street hungers, we went on exile and all of that. We formed Nadeko. We got here. I followed the leadership destiny that God has done and chosen for me. There's no doubt about that. I'm a die-hard Democrat. And I follow that belief wholeheartedly, committed to united country, Nigeria. That principle and that philosophy will live and die with me. I'm glad I had you as IPAC chairman. Like I started. We are all Democrats. Voluntary. Party alliances, party ideology or no ideology, party vote, party platform, in whichever form. It's voluntary. Be persecuted. So no threat from any Democrat. The rule of law must prevail in any democracy. There is the rule of law.
Posture.
Majority. We have their say and their way. A minority, we have their say and might not have their way. And that is the sweetness, the essence of democracy. Argue, debate it intellectually, interrogate each other honestly and sincerely. But we are committed to the same thing, peace and stability.
All right, so let's see if Dr. Katch has rejoined us so we can take his opinion on this conversation. I do hope his network will be better now. Dr. Katch, can you hear us? Okay, this looks like it's going to be
Yes,
better.
I can hear you.
This sounds better. Awesome. What did you do? Good. I just hope that it remains this way. It doesn't change. So
Just
in that
reboot.
So in that video, President Tinubu was saying that he's a die-hard Democrat and that he's saying maintain dignity for democracy. And then he did say that the beauty of democracy, I say the majority go get their say and get their way. But the minority go get their say, but might not have their way. So say in the instant talk to make sure say in protect democracy for our country. However, a lot of people don't talk, say some of the action of our president lately, has it shown core values of Democrats? Make I show you another video when
the government is banning these $29 adaptive glasses next month, and this is your last shot to get the original military-grade version. There's a new next-gen vision system out there, and it's the most...
But there's little that I can do. We subscribe to the same thing, the same period. We are guided by the same law, no difference. That I signed the Electoral Act. I have no choice. I don't want to throw the country into turmoil of argument of. There is an overwhelming majority by the National Assembly that passed the law. If I have serious question or reservation about it, I will have raised it. But I have not. I submitted myself to the principle of rule of law, democracy. I signed. The rest is history. We meet at the polls. The game is sweet. Only when you are winning. Oh, no, it's all right. We must accommodate one another. We must help one another. We must strengthen the platform. But democracy, is it? Yes. There must be peace, stability, and commitment to rule of law. Thank you very much.
Speak to the network looks like he's going bad again, but God help us. So I'd like you to speak to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a Democrat, based on all the things he's done. Has he kept to the rule of law in every single way? Are there ways he's flouted the rules? Are there times that he's flouted, gone against the rule of law? These are questions people are asking. Or does he just cherry pick, the laws that he would obey and the ones that he will not obey? And then this thing he said about the Electoral Act, that he had to sign the Electoral Act because overwhelming majority of the National Assembly wanted it. Of course, you know what happened. You know what played out during that. The Electoral Act was put in the hands of the public. During the public hearing, overwhelming majority of Nigerians wanted that particular thing, which was direct, real-time transmission of results. That's what overwhelming majority of Nigerians, and that was why the House of Representatives, ab initio, ensured that was what was in the Electoral Act before it was transmitted to the Senate. And then the Senate did what they did and returned it to the House, and then the overwhelming majority of the party now had it. So that means to say that initially, overwhelming majority of Nigerians wanted that particular thing. Now, this same Electoral Act is now revisited in the National Assembly before the House of Representatives gets to it. There is no talk about electronic transmission or not. There is no talk about altering a whole, excuse me, sir, something that puts Nigeria in a very dangerous light. That is as bad as perhaps supporting fraud. For us to say that we should not pay respect or should overlook candidates who perhaps have forged certificates, have lied over oaths like perjury and all that. That means the country is not officially legitimizing fraud. So the National Assembly or the House of Reps did not look at that aspect of the Constitution, even while they're revisiting it, without, without looking at how it paints Nigeria's image and its ripple effect on both Nigeria as an image as a country and Nigerians entirely. So please, I'd like to speak on President Tinubu's, personality as a Democrat, following all the things that has happened lately, and based on what he said about the Electoral Act.
President Tinubu may want to be seen as a Democrat, but his actions does not speak to that fact. He has been very undemocratic, not allowing.
Hello.
Do you want to play with me?
Sure. You want me to help you with your groceries?
Yeah.
This journey with childhood cancer comes at you in waves. Every day we wake up knowing that our 2-year-old has cancer.
Democracy is to be free. He has by allowing opposition parties to coexist alongside his incumbent party. Everything Minister Wike of FCT does, the first to present whose wishes, even what's going on with the machinations of President Tinubu and the people. It is not fair to refer to President Tinubu during his tenure as president as democratic. They are not. Those who put him in good light. He may say replaying and continuing what President Buhari did. That is said to be what the APC as a party thinks is to buy. I think that
Dr. Kash, we're not enjoying your conversation. I need to call you over the phone to join us there because we need to hear what you're saying very fully. This network, our village people, I don't know why you be saying anything when you there around.
The network, every time the network has been this way.
I don't know why. I don't know why. But meanwhile, when we're talking backstage, the network will be good. But when I bring you on stage, it will be bad. I don't understand. So I am trying to call you on WhatsApp. Let's see if I can't call you on WhatsApp, then I'll call you directly because it's important that we get what you're saying fully so that we go fit to make a sense or not so much sense depending on what some people will think about what you are saying. So sincere apologies, Nigerians. I'm so sorry that we're having this difficulty with the network connections as almost always as it's been with Dr. Katch. I don't know why it always happens with him. It's so sad that it's happening, but let's see if we can call him over the phone to join us because it's important that we have a very, very, very clear conversation. If the network is not even going through, I have to go for another means to reach him. My village people cannot do this. I pass them. I get like 50,000 naira credit. I would call normally. I would not agree. I'll make sure this conversation happens. Sincere apologies. I'll make sure that we sustain this conversation because it's very important that we pay attention to what's going on. Dr. Katch, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so let's have you have you repeat what you tried to say about President Bola Tinubu. We lost a lot of what you said because of the network connection.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is as difficult as it is, the action of President Tinubu Tinubu during his time as president. A lot to the bias.
So in actions as a president, they're very far from being described as a Democrat.
Exactly. You know, Democrats allow multi-party system to exist. Tinubu does not allow for other parties to coexist, and that's just a fact. So, and that's why you're seeing quite a lot of Nigerian politicians seeing that some kind of magical instrumentation have killed the other opposition parties are all just running into the APC. Or you would not have it like they want to travel. And then suddenly every single vehicle has want to pass. Some are missing their tires, some have had their engines removed ridiculously, some of them, none of them seem to be fit to travel. Suddenly. So those who want to get out to the venue that everyone is traveling to the destination must just follow the only available bus that's floating. Like that's why you send everybody join the only available bus that's allowed to visit, which is the incumbent party. So I don't think we can claim that these things have happened just magically. No, they were instrumented by President Tinubu, party, henchmen, and of course, with that, actively supporting it, I don't think the democracy will have become this comatose.
Okay, so how about in terms of arms of government? I mean, we know that one of the core values of democracy is the separation of power. Well, you have the legislative, the judiciary, the executive. Would you say that the power separation has been very effective under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
There is no separation of power. Under Tinubu,
no separation of power.
No, under Tinubu, there's no separation of power. Both the judiciary and the legislature have all become extended appendices of the ruling class. So I don't really think you can honestly say there is separation of power. No, it doesn't make it.
Oh my goodness. Then where does that place us in Nigeria, sir?
If you need full dentures but can't deal with the endless expensive dentist visits, you need to see this. I used to hide my mouth every time I laughed. I'd avoid eating out because I was terrified my dentures would slip and fall out.
Well, it is an honest admission that suddenly in the middle of the experiment, we now have people who came in, seized the democracy, stifled competition in democracy by not allowing other parties to exist, seize the judiciary, and also seize the legislature. That's happening right underneath our nose. So we simply are existing, and a lot of people are too afraid to speak out, and maybe they become accustomed to living in bondage. So I believe that nothing lasts forever. There was a time when we had this kind of situation under General Sani Abacha, and suddenly Abacha was no more. So I think we've been here before. Where we have men who become total leader or rulers that do not allow for alternative platforms to exist. We're here now. So let's just keep watching what goes on. Our only small hope is that the international community are taking notice and the Americans have intervened.
All right. Now, talking about the intervention of the Americans, Dr. Kash, I'm so sorry to cut you because I like us to be quick with this. Someone else will be joining us. I did interview an American over the week, Mike Arnold, former mayor of Blanco. He was here on the show. He did say quite a lot about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said that the number one grounds they have is that they feel that he's presiding over genocide and denying the genocide. How can you be in a country and your people are dying? And we can't see the practical efforts as a chief security officer that you are making to ensure the safety of your people. And then rather you say that, no, this is no genocide against Christians. Okay, whether it is genocide against Christians or genocide against Nigerian people generally, are people dying? What are you doing about it? He did say quite a few things. Let me see if I can get highlights of that so you listen briefly, sir. Let me just
do the same thing. They suppress the truth. They lock people up for speaking about this stuff.
No, Mike. You can't. This would get to the Nigerian government. So you are accusing the Nigerian government of suppressing the truth about the torture and the massacre of its own citizens. Is that what you're doing?
Absolutely. They signed a $9 million lobby deal to hide the truth in Washington, D.C. They deny any of this happens because it will bring them down. There should be Nuremberg-style trials in Nigeria. And many members of this administration would be found guilty of facilitating, hiding, and benefiting from genocide. No doubt about it. And you know what? Different people have different motivations. The Nigerian government itself issued a report a year and a half ago saying that, and in fact, who tipped me off to this was President Goodluck Jonathan in his living room in Abuja in May of 2024. He leaned in and said, look at the minerals. They're looting the minerals from the north, blood minerals. And sure enough, the Nigerian government says at least $9 billion a year in minerals are being looted from the north by the Chinese mostly. And at least 10% of that, $900 million a year, goes to pay for the corruption to cover it up. That's what Goodluck Jonathan, and that's what this government report told me, that the Nigerian government itself issued this report. So yeah, there's people getting extremely rich off of this. And you go to the north. In fact, it was the vice chancellor at Plateau State University in Bokos, the community of the Christmas massacre. We were standing out there on campus and said, look at the mounds of dirt. That's where these massacres took place. They go and massacre a village, and the next thing you know, the bulldozers show up and start strip mining. So it's not. There's three main factors that drive this. Radical Islam is what compels the people on the front line to swing the machetes and pull the triggers. But behind that is people getting exceptionally wealthy off of blood minerals. And there's also political realignment. As they drive these people out, they put the jihadis in there, they give them each 4 wives and tell them to reproduce. They're shifting the electoral base. Mm-hmm. That's strategic.
Yeah,
they're looting the minerals and getting rich off it. That's strategic. And then they're using the Fulani militia as well as the other groups, ISIS and Al Qaeda and Boko Haram, to go and be the enforcers, just like the British did back in the day.
Do you realize that now, right, in the Southwest, do you realize that now they're saying that there's Yoruba Fulani? That's what they're doing now. They are calling themselves Fulani Yoruba. Do you understand? This is what they're trying to do. They are trying to make sure they take over your lands. That's exactly what they're trying to do. So they are now saying, oh, it's Yoruba. Now they have Yoruba Fulani. In all my years growing up in this, coming up in the Southwest, there was never a thing like Yoruba Fulani. Never. Yoruba people are known to be very liberal. They're very liberal. They're very social. They're very accommodating. Extremely accommodating. They will accommodate a stranger off the street. It's their way of life, right? They never, and they are very proud of their culture, right? They're very the ones that practice traditional medicine. They are very proud of it. They intermarry. It's not a problem for them. They've had Muslims in Yoruba land, at least growing up in Ibadan. That exposed me to it. You see Alhaji that's married to a Christian. The man is going to his mosque on Friday. The wife is going to church. It was normal. It was normal. There was nothing. They will have children, no issues. The children will decide which one they want to. There's no enforcement whatsoever. So these people are trying to literally cleanse out tribes. This thing is going to go around Nigeria. It will go, if nothing is done to Tinubu by 2027, it is coming to everybody's doorsteps. The one that we are seeing right now, with the fact that there's a Yoruba man, so-called Yoruba man, if you ask me, is that man really Yoruba? I have my doubts, okay? But because in the Yoruba way of being accommodating, who knows, they've accommodated a stranger to the point where the man has not turned to a problem for the whole country, right? Now, even as he is president, look at the unaliving that is going on in the Southwest. Just imagine the unaliving that is, the Southwest is gradually becoming like the North Central. Is that not mind-boggling? You have this man, what's his name? This Yoruba Nation guy that has now joined APC. They've given him money. Don't keep quiet. Anyway, let's continue. I just make I talk that one, add that one, join.
It's the same demonic machinery that's killing your country, and I'm fighting against it.
This is crazy. I haven't heard anything like this before. But I'm moving on. Not like I haven't heard. Yeah, I would not admit hearing any of this. But moving on. I'm sure you have visited IDP camps. Nigerian government will tell you that we are certain we have an existential terrorism issue by criminal elements. That's what they will say. And this doesn't have anything to do with any particular religion or race. It is just something that some criminal elements are doing. Sir, what's your
that's why they yell Allahu Akbar when they're hacking these people to death. What's there to gain by burning down a church, burning down a school?
They also burn mosque.
That's just, I believe that's first, not true. Maybe one or two, but not 19,000. For example, in Ngoshe, Gwoza, eyewitnesses, people that were there, they'll all tell
So
you the
Dr.
same
Kash, I
thing.
don't know
All
if
the
I
churches
can't
were
play more
destroyed,
of
not
that, but
one
there was
mosque.
something he said. And there was a point where he made a statement that sounded more like you when he did say that instead of the Nigerian government to focus on protecting the lives of its citizens, what it's doing is rather indulging in a war of narrative. And you know, so that you be the first person we talk that to where I hear war of narrative. I can't say waiting they go on here. So a lot of people go on, and there was something also very dicey that he did say. He did say that when it comes to security, that's in fact most times that is as if there is nothing that can be done without the consent or the approval of the knowledge of the Sultan of Sokoto. Is that correct, sir? Because I think that's preposterous.
Well, that's not to say it's preposterous. That understanding is taken from a client arrangement.
Meet EM Sense, a breakthrough in foot therapy that wraps around your foot and ankle like a therapeutic boot and
where if you ask the president to act, he wouldn't want to act because he doesn't want to offend the Sultan.
Yeah.
The Sultan is the head.
Sir, I don't understand. He wouldn't want to act because he does not want to offend the Sultan.
He wouldn't want to go hard on the Fulani militias and the Fulani patrons of this jihad. Because if he does that, he may come into direct conflict with the patrons of the Fulani establishment.
Why? Why are these people not killing people? Soldiers are dying. The Sultan himself was once a soldier.
Yes, you could say soldiers are dying. The reason is, most times if you really just like the kidnappings and whatever, for you to get to those kidnappers, sometimes you have to go through a Fulani patron. And that's why you see, like, expressing that frustration. Nobody wants to go arrest these patrons without thinking that he could offend their leader, who is the Sultan. That's why sometimes the words on the street will be, no, don't do this, don't do that, don't arrest that man, don't hold him, let us appeal to his leader, who is the Sultan. Maybe the Sultan will call the name and there will be some polite words. This is being the reason why Nigeria went down. Instead of acting to arrest the situation, you start thinking of who could be offended, should we act? And this is the problem. We know the Fulani militias are killing people, but instead of doing the right thing of allowing the police or the army to do their job in arresting them, no, you start thinking about wouldn't the Sultan be angry if these people are arrested? So are the people free to kill us? Are they free to do what they want with our lives? Is it that you think if you do the right thing, the head of the Fulani establishment, being the Sultan, will be angry? This is the issue. Could that be the reason why President Tinubu refuses to go head on against the militias who are doing this killing? Or do you think that by going directly against the militias, he could be offended the sensibilities of the leader of the Fulanis being the Sultan? This is the game. So if you see serious issues, you don't want to deal with it, you think you could not call the Sultan and have him as an intermediary to tell you all the people to order, instead of ignoring that and going directly to do the job, to implement the law, to arrest those who are undermining security. No, you're busy thinking of what the Sultan would say. Should you arrest those people engaged in a genocide because you think they are the Sultan's people? And just like the Sultan said, that fighting Boko Haram is to fight God. Remember, it's some people, he said that. And this is the reason why. Now that the Americans who are not afraid of any Sultan, as President Tinubu may be suspected to be, and are going directly and mentioning the Sultan as the head of the terrorist organization.
So is that enough reason? Is that enough reason for someone like Mike Arnold to say that our president is presiding over genocide?
That is true.
Our
president is presiding over genocide because when he swore the oath to the president, his first duty is to protect lives and property. If he now fails and gives reason for failing to do that, he becomes guilty. Don't forget, negligence itself is criminal action. If you're negligent and you could have prevented the killing because you are invested with the power to actually act to stop the killing, and you then don't do it because you do not want to offend some patrons. You are complicit. You are guilty, and nobody can remove you from any list of those to be blamed or those to be condemned in regards to those killings and whatever happened thereafter.
All right, sir. There are a lot I want us to talk about, but I'd like us to drive this home a little bit. Now, in recent times within the Southwest, we've seen a surge of attacks within the Southwest coming. In fact, we don't even see people don't they talk like say, especially some of these Muslims, and don't they want to talk like say, you almost want to share almost some sort of the extremist value where they condemn where they happen for inside the North. What do you think when it comes? I did play a video for you last time when I told you a particular imam said that if a Bomoshano let themselves to be Islamized, say what in they see, they know, peace, no good day. And people are saying that what is now? I thought Yoruba Muslims have been one of those who talks and maybe the most peaceful religious people. We will get Christian, Muslim, traditionalists live together without problem. What do you think they bring to this new rise of extremism right now for the Southwest?
You need to understand that in Nigeria, the most unscrupulous.
What if you could tap into your home's equity with no monthly payments? Unison gives you cash for what matters most: home upgrade.
Elements and people can be hired and paid to engage in very illegal and antisocial behavior. And that's what you can describe. Those people are paid to do that. And specifically, Yorubas are being told, Yoruba Muslims are being paid to act such scripts so as to create impression that it's not just the Fulani who are involved in this antisocial behavior. Anybody can pay anybody to pretend. And you see, the problem is they are beginning to stage their game after the train has left the station. We already have gathered intelligence over a period of 1 decade. And we know the real people who are responsible for what we accuse the people of. So finding a new set of actors to come and do some acrobatics does not change the truth of what we know. So that's how we think. I am not moved. I am not fooled now by this behavior. The Yorubas are who we got to be convinced. They are not that religious. No, they have not never in their history killed people on the reasons of religion. No. And Nigerians, if you ask me, honestly, very liberal when it comes to issues of religion. But because Fulani leaders try to divide us based on their religion, pretending that the religion is their platform, yet they are not religious. Tomorrow being Friday, they won't go to mosque. In the houses and others that go to mosque, they are religious. Fulani man is actually not religious. Okay, so never mind. So he tries to use religion as his platform. Look at the Fulani who came to Nigeria only just yesterday, now trying to claim that they want to be head of everybody in Nigeria, the religious head of every Muslim in Nigeria. Islam came to Nigeria 700 years before the Fulani came to Nigeria. And it came to Yoruba land much earlier than it came to the north. Islam was in Hausa land for 700 years. It came to Mali. So how could the Fulanis who came after the British came here to suddenly not say that they are the leaders of Islam in Nigeria? How is that possible? How?
So the Yorubas don't become Muslims even before the Fulanis come to Nigeria?
Yorubas were Muslims for over 700 years before the Fulanis came to Nigeria's shores. That is the truth. Same as also in northern Nigeria. Islam came to the Yoruba land from Mali. And it's been here for 700 years before the Fulanis.
So how did we come about the Sultan being the head of Islam in Nigeria then, if that's the case?
Well, it was the soldiers. The soldiers put, as you know, when the British left, and they left the Fulanis in the north, and because when our fathers started agitating for independence, it was mostly people in the south they were agitating for independence. The people in the north didn't, even when Akintola led an action group committee to protest the Fulanis voting against Anthony Nairo's the proposal for independence. It was the Fulanis who still organized the violent Kanu riot that was in 1963, and that killed several people. You know, it was so violent, and that was what convinced the British that, look, we can actually use these people.
You've got to hear about this thing. There's this new air purifier out there. It's basically a mold killer that destroys hidden spores.
The Muslim religion got to Yoruba nation, the West, 700 years prior to the North. Oh my goodness. The truth is the one that will set us free in this Nigeria. 700 years. So, great question by Precious. How come the supreme leader is the emir of Sultan of Sokoto? Why is the supreme leader not in the West? Why? Eh?
British left. It was the South that got freedom. So the Fulanese who were hired by the British to help them to pretend over there.
Kola, you said the trade routes with Mali. That's what he said. Like, he came through Mali. I learned something new today, or I didn't know. I've just learned this today for the first time. That is why the Yoruba word for Muslim is in Mali. Wow. Can you imagine? So how come this West is not where the supremacy should be, if that is what they are playing in the religion? How come they are not coming to come and bow before the West, Yorubas, the Yoruba Muslims? Because clearly the Yoruba Muslims know it better than them. God, I beg God. What fraud? What fraud, man? Things need to change desperately.
Out of democracy. Basically, Zauzau, Rano, Kanu, Katsina, Zamfara, and the people who said no was the Fulani said no, because the British employed them to be the administrators over the House of State in what we refer to as indirect rule. The Fulanis came here during the period of Ottoman conquest. The Ottomans were defeated in the First World War, and that was how their power fell. So, and that's after the defeat of the Ottomans, that's when the Allies now created new Turkey in 1923-24, created Israel in 48. So when the British were now leaving, they left the Fulani over the Hausa, and that's how the Fulanis have managed to sustain the settler colonial strategy that they've had over the Hausa. That's why today no Hausa man is anywhere in Hausa land. And but now we're in a democracy, and the Fulani don't have enough to actually maintain their positions of entitlement. And that's why you've seen them trying to use violence with imported people to try to take violent control of Nigerian land. And can see going to fight in Benue. Benue State is 98% Christian, 86% Catholic. Why can you be going there to fight doing Allah Akbar when there are no Muslims?
All right, sir. Dr. Catch, I like to bring someone who is from Southwest and Yoruba land, and it get plenty things when just won't talk about some new development and things what they happen. And I think this thing will fit perhaps help what you do very well. Let me welcome to the studio Yoruba Nation. Yoruba Nation, thank you so much for joining us. Yoruba Nation, are you there? Yoruba Nation, you did, yes, sir. Hello. Okay, so I don't know if he can hear me. Are you there, please? Are you there? Can you hear me? So that
this might be the only delivery service that actually feels chef made, because it is. This is Cook Unity, and if you're someone that
they go feel the pain when they feel, because they can't keep losing their colleagues the way they lose their colleagues. But if like say all this, they are crying, you need to enter inside the right ear. Make I play a video of some soldiers recently when did they also complain? Take a listen.
We are losing our men every day. Kidnapper, soldier, bandit, soldier, Boko Haram, soldier. Ah, God. Now you are only savior. The oath will take.
All right, so that's a soldier they're lamenting about losing their soldiers, their colleagues every day. Another one again complains.
Gentlemen of the Nigerian Armed Forces, please make us stand up. Arise. Something fishy is going down deeply. We will not know. Let us know. You know, to drop the color for them, we'll drop and we'll go carry cutlass, protect our family. They still need us for us. They love us. Maybe say, first we don't need us, we just carry us, they count money for in pocket only. Why in children they abroad, they go school. Our family carry una children come put to, and I carry una children come put for this work, make them do me, I don't tire.
Lie.
But waiting now, they keep us, and I know they fit talk. Now stone will be, I've been a firewood. I've been because they never touch una children. No, while I go reach now, I go touch una now. I go touch now. You go this stage, everybody go stand up fight for himself. I come as I tell you this one boldly. Everybody ready to fight Kala for himself. Everybody ready to fight Kala for yourself and fight. I cannot save the country anymore. I know if he save the nation again. Yeah, I don't even think whether we get president. Is our president alive? Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, please, what is happening now? They are killing the Nigerian soldiers. I won't say you see so. You see the killing so. You see what happen for your country. They cheat, they travel. You get patience, you get conscience. So I'm going to touch you, I'm going to reach you. Continue to the one. Continue. Maybe the vote is good, Babi. No, I'll continue. We're good. No amount.
So you can hear the frustration from these people. I don't know if you've rejoined me, Yoruba Nation. Are you there with me, please? Well, you can hear the frustration, Dr. Kaj, from these people and how they lament. Over 100 soldiers in 1 week now, we don't lose. Dr. Kaj, what think President Bola Tinubu will need to do differently?
Well, if you ask me what anybody needs to do, Nigeria needs to revisit the agreement. It's not like we have not been here before. We have reached this boiling frustration point, and we went Abu to try to agree on the way to live together and move on after the British left. But when we came back to Nigeria, the British and others who didn't like us to move on the way we've agreed in Abu engineered a cancellation and a reneging on this agreement in Abu, and then went into civil war. As we came out from the civil war, you saw that evidently history was removed from our school's curriculum because they were afraid to teach the history as it relates to the civil war, relating to the civil war, and also things about the tools that were used by the Philippines to now rewrite our constitutions and force us to live with decrees within by soldiers. This doesn't seem to be working. You know, I think asking how we'll move forward, it's easy. We have tried it before. There are agreements that we laid down. The people who are complaining, some of them, their fathers, their forefathers were part of the problem. We came back from Abu, instead of agreeing to move forward on this, they all reneged. They kept quiet, who said they went, and ganged up in a civil war. So I think now that a lot of people are suffering, you will see people now wake up and start complaining. What would happen for? Nothing happening today is new. We've seen this talked about in the 50s. We are back to where we are. And I can just tell you, if we need to have peace, we should go back to the Akure Agreement where we talked about the confidential agreement. That's why people are talking about restructuring of the political quality of the country. So I think
Lily, she's my hero. You know, a lot of people don't get to meet theirs. Mine calls me Dad. My daughter was diagnosed with medulloblastoma. Yeah, hearing those words, they hit.
there's nothing new about what we have in the country today. The only thing that is new today in Nigeria is the sovereign availability of knowledge. Knowledge that was not available before. Because most people were actually ignorant. Even look at some of us here in the South. We are very ignorant about the diversity of the North.
Absolutely.
We think everybody up north were just over. But the question is, the North has up to 300 different groups. That's a nation. But now that we are here, I think every society gets the kind of situation it deserves. If we do not like what we have to work together to change. Can we change it? Yes, we can. The way we're going, it's not good. It's not sustainable. It's a mess. It's a mess. Look at it. The Fulani want to concentrate on the power in one place, they can see it and then punish tyrants. And that's what they've been doing. So for me, I'm going to say, as bad as it is, the lessons that we are taking away from all the stories of suffering, human pain, killing, genocide, is that we cannot run away from the guilt of the issue. We were silent. We could have helped ourselves in the system. We could have spoken things with one voice, and we did not. We tenaciously behaved like we knew what we were doing. Today, it has to take the Americans to come in to stop the genocide that was going on in our country. So what do you expect those who are denying the thing? The genocide in Uganda was denied by those who were responsible for the genocide. So in Nigeria, if they deny the genocide, we will also learn. We will learn. We will learn the silence of our friends who we thought would speak up.
Exactly.
In condemnation of the genocide being committed against Nigeria.
Exactly.
All right.
So whatever we say, there's nothing new in what's happening in Nigeria today.
Okay, but I'm still yet to get your clear explanation as to what the president can do differently. However, let me ascertain if the other person is on the line. Are you on the line now, Yoruba Nation? If you're not there, let me know. Are you there now? Can you hear me now? I can't hear your voice. If you're there, please kindly let me know. Okay, so I would love to hear from you, Dr. Catch, what he may need to do differently. Because talking about Abura Accord, he's already almost in line, towards that direction. Because we don't see the near implementation and the push for state policing. Will be one of the things we hear saying at the content of Abura Accord. That is ability to secure, each region by the region. Or do you think otherwise?
I will tell you, as I said, our problems are not new. We'll use it to sit down to really make something out of it and correct ourselves. We went to in Ghana. What I'm trying to say is what was discussed in Ghana is as pertinent today as it was then. So if we are serious about moving forward, we just think that look, yes, we were wrong. So we came back here and delved into a war. Before that war, what was agreed? Let's go back to the ability. The only people who came into ability are the Fulani and the British. What I say that the rest of the country can live in a confederal arrangement where the confederacy can be autonomous on their own first, and we can cooperate at the center in things like defense, customs union, and common, what would I say, central banking, and what is there. And probably a few things. We don't need too many things. Defense, central banking, customs union, and whatever we think makes sense to be.
This 16 terabytes portable solid-state drive, which costs over $1,000 on Amazon, is now available for the price of a tub of chocolate. Due to tariffs, we can't export our...
You said area. The other thing, we just need the citizens so that we can actually have the people participate in government themselves. We should be a consideration. That's what we should do. We should be a consideration.
All right, sir. All right, sir. I do hope that will work for us, and I hope that we did bring the solution that we so much desire to get. I don't know if you can still hear me, Yoruba Nation. It's tiring.
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me now?
I'm going to hear you, tired. What's happened now, that?
My system is acting up.
Your village will make this conversation.
They don't want to join you now.
So, Dr. Cash, they listen to you. So, you had some things to share about what's going on in the Southwest. Go ahead and share.
Oh, yes, please. Okay. Good evening, sir, Dr. Cash. Good evening.
Yes,
I will say all what Dr. Cash is saying is in fact, 101% truth. These people called the Fulanese. Sorry, I was running. Let me just relax. Okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. All what Dr. Cash is saying is 100% truth.
How?
About this.
Why do you say that?
Yeah, because if you see the structure of Nigeria, I've never seen a country that some people, some group, or some tribe will feel, or some group of people will feel that they own everybody's life. Whenever there is election in Nigeria, they will say, what do you have for the North? What do you have for the North? That shows Nigeria is not one. And I will tell you, they are now using religion to come in. Like in Yoruba land presently now. In Yoruba land presently, that is what we are facing. They are using, exactly what we are facing is they are using the Yoruba Muslims against the Yorubas now. That's why you see when they say, when Tinubu came in as president, if you see the way these northern people trying to speed up Sharia law in Yoruba land, the Sultan of Sokoto was the one sending letters, using one Igbo guy to write letter. After the letter, they will put a maker, whatever, just to what? To say is an Igbo man that wrote the letter on behalf of Sultan of Sokoto, telling us that we should allow Sharia in Yoruba land. And now, what they are doing now, there is a man called Imran Dauda in Yoruba land. Okay. Imran Dauda. We call him Imran Dauda. We call him Mufti of Iwo. That man was the one telling our people, the Yoruba Muslim, telling them to go and be teaching their kids how to shoot
Is it the man that was saying one time, was he in Osun State? So they saying this.
Exactly.
Is
that man.
But I think they say DSS arrest and finish, come release and
DSS, I don't even know what is going on. Recently, I will tell you, Precious. Recently, this man went ahead because Sunday Igboho talked about Yoruba security. And this man went ahead and went interview and said, Sunday Igboho will be fighting for Yoruba. He will create Muslim security in Yoruba land, Islamic security in Yoruba land. What kind of country are we living? They just want to destabilize everywhere. I don't know what the DSS will be going after people who are going about their daily life. This man is granting an interview. He wants to create Isba.
You want to file free? Hit it.
The truth is coming out. Oh, truth will set us free.
You want to create Isba police in
Yoruba land. Right letter.
He's a Yoruba man.
Wow. He's not a Yoruba man, man. He's not a Yoruba man. Madam. He's not a Yoruba man. He's a Igbira man. Igbira. He's an Igbira man. Exactly. He's an Igbira man. Just imagine how these people are spreading this virus everywhere.
I'm telling you, hey.
But you control my life. Why can't you, the northern people, spend your not and enjoy your not?
But as a Yoruba man, I should say good day in touch with home. And a lot of attacks only happen for Yoruba soil. We hear
yes. Today, almost exactly
every day they kill people.
You know what happened, Precious? You know what happened, man? In Afigio today, Nigerian police released terrorists with a cash.
Yeah. Yes.
Why would they do that? Why?
And they riot.
Exactly. And they release him. And you will see these people, that same person they release, will come back again next week and do the same thing. But any Yoruba man, or any Igbo man, or any Ishekiri man that went to steal ordinary Maggi, they will send them to Kirikiri. But you see someone buying someone, these people are buying us every day.
Yep.
And the Northerners will be saying they want non-kinetic. Non-kinetic for person where they kill person. Then go they fight. Imagine the Sultan of Sokoto saying they shouldn't be killing terrorists. So you want the military to go and to arrest terrorists with bare hand. You want them to go arrest them with bare hand. I can't hear you, Precious. Will that be possible?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Will army catch terrorists with bare hand? These people that are using ammunition that we don't even know where they got it from. And they are buying people. Since they've been burying people in Nigeria that terrorists killed, did you ever see Sultan of Sokoto to come outside and condemn it? No. Did you see any Fulani condemning it? No. Is this how we're going to believe it? Just because they want to Islamize Nigeria.
Thank you. Let me quickly bring Dr. Catch into the conversation. So, Dr. Catch, I'm sorry, I think you lost quite a couple of number of what he said. He did say that in Yoruba land now, it's more like there is a push to, to use. It be like saying rewind some of those things we talk. Hear for your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Now,
and the rest
exactly.
Kindly summarize things.
Yeah. If Dr. Catch could remember, immediately Tinubu came in. The Sultan of Sokoto started pushing for Sharia in Yoruba land. Started pushing for Sharia in Yoruba land, trying to start from Ibadan. We rejected it. And they are using some of their elements, like the guy in Iwo, Imran, Dawuda. That guy is from Kogi State. They planted him in Yoruba land so that he can destabilize us.
So just for clarity and context, he said he's the same man that we heard that DSS invited ones that we saw in the
exactly. They invited him when he was campaigning in support for Palestinians. You remember? That was when exactly. And he was in an interview. He was saying the Yoruba Muslim should go and be training their kids that they should know how to shoot gun and know how to swim. Who are they fighting? And they should know how to swim. They should know how to shoot gun. That they want to create Islamic security network in Yoruba land. Is that not the starting of terrorists like the one they created in the north?
All right, Dr. Cass, let me take your reaction very quickly. I know the Imran Daudu, here he's an Nigerian man, and
you need to understand the genesis of this.
So if you tried to put a CD or DVD in your laptop anymore, well, good luck. Because today, they don't come with CD or DVD drives. Back in the day, they all had...
When we, after independence...
Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. The network wahala don't reach this place. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Our village people, you see, they don't want me to be great. See, they don't want this show. They don't.
Yeah, let me continue.
Yes,
so, yeah. So now, look at it now. The people that they caught in Afujo, the people caught them red-handed with ammunition in the bush after they failed kidnapped. They failed and they took them to the police, and police released them. They took them on the 9, and police released them. Today is 12, and police released them. And these people will be telling us, look at since I will tell you, I think yesterday or a day before yesterday, they still kill people in Kwara. They still kill people in Kwara. What kind of country is this?
All right, Yoruba Nation, just be on the line. Let me bring Dr. Catch back. Dr. Catch, are you here? Can you hear us? I can hear you, but I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me, sir?
Okay.
Awesome. So you were saying
yes.
Go ahead, sir.
What you're hearing, what you're seeing from Yoruba land is not new. Okay. At the inception of national politics, when we got independence in the 60s, Yoruba politics was led by Chief Obafemi Awolowo. He was the most prominent of leaders who came. And but as you saw, the Fulanis were not comfortable with him. And when he appointed Chief Akintola, you heard what Awolowo said in his book. He was disappointed. He was misled. And so there has always been that fight pushed by people in the north. Said the Yoruba Muslims against the Yoruba Christians. After the Civil War,
wow,
the Fulanis would only deal in Yoruba land with the Yoruba Christians and Muslims. So you saw them propping up Abiola, propping up Arishokala, and now we have Tinubu.
So do you think that the only reason why the caliphate supported Tinubu is because he's a Muslim, not because they think the power should go to the south? Is that what you're saying, sir?
No. They don't share power with anybody. It wasn't just that. And Tinubu came in. If you check, those who supported people mostly in Yoruba land, Yoruba Christians, like Obasanjo, Sir Ayo Adebanjo,
yes,
and the rest of the leaders like that. So I'm not surprised at what I'm seeing. If the Yoruba Muslims think their access to power will come through the Fulani, you're seeing it now. And as you can see, if there are no Yorubas willing to be used to do what you're now hearing in Yoruba land, violating other Yorubas by trying to force them to accept what is not historically part of their culture, part of their way of life, I don't think you're going to do it now. If those who use violence to use the jihad to force the sins on our neck are not successful, I don't see how all these hired acrobats will succeed. Yorubas have been known to be very liberal when it comes to issues of religion. Yorubas were the first to embrace Islam because Islam came to Mali and came first to Yoruba land. But you can say that Yorubas are very liberal. They live and let live. So all this new acrobats we're seeing now about Islam in Yoruba land are only coming now after the Fulani Jihad. So I think I don't want to believe what I'm hearing, and I'm not going to judge Yorubas for that. I know them for that. I grew in Lagos. I had all my children in Lagos.
Meet EM Sense, a breakthrough in foot therapy that wraps around your foot and ankle like a therapeutic boot and attacks the root cause of your pain in 4 clinically backed ways. 1.
And I can tell you, I know the Yoruba. What you see are all promoted by outsiders. It is not in the way of the Yoruba to be violent about religion. The Yorubas embrace Islam. They still kept their culture. That's why they are different from the Fulani. They embrace Islam, but are still very tightly align in embrace
to their culture. Yep.
So what we are saying,
that's what I knew about them. Yeah,
it's not real, it's artificial, and it's not sustainable. I think Tinubu being president also has part of it. Probably that's what he was told, that he needed to promote Islam, just like Adiboshola was used. And when Adiboshola overstepped his bounds, you saw what happened. So I don't know who is struggling to become the new Babatini of Yoruba land. All I can say is what you're seeing, it is not true. But and what we know about it through history.
All right.
It's not real.
All right, sir. So, I mean, this escalated insecurity in the Southwest, really. What do we do about it? Because it looks like, in fact, the Yoruba Afenifere had to come out the other day to say that they raised alarm. They said these people are now kidnapping on daily basis and demanding their daughters and virgins for ransom, sir. That's what they're not doing.
Well, it is a new thing. Why don't we now wake up to see that these things are not proper? We're seeing some new things that we've never seen before. And I can blame the elders who keep quiet. I don't know whether they don't want to offend Tinubu. I don't know if Tinubu tells them or not. I criticize it. But we are watching. We are watching. These things are never ever seen in our land. These things are new. And as I said earlier, part of us and should never define who we are.
All right. So, Yoruba Nation, you want to say something very quickly? Let me let you conclude your thoughts.
Yeah, I want to say something very quickly. Yes, what Dr. Cash said, I think I agree with him that this is new. Seriously, it is strange to us as well. Before we knew that this man is not a Yoruba man, it was, I think, the Imran Dauda. Before we knew he wasn't, we didn't know. We thought he was a Yoruba man. And even the one in Ogbomoso that is saying our religion, say if you do this, apart from Sultan of Sokoto say this, they should kill you.
Is it the same one that said that there will be no peace until Oshogbo is Islamist?
Exactly. That small boy, he's not a Yoruba man. He's not even from the family. That's why you see these people, they just mount people into different places. Even just once in Kwara, this Ateu Bago, the Yoruba land in Ibadan, his forefathers, they were from Mali. All these guys coming from Ilorin, coming to Yoruba land, saying they are Yoruba. All these are Imam. They are not Yoruba, they are Fulani. But the way they speak Yoruba, it is now that the Yorubas are rising up that. What kind of nonsense is this? Why will Yoruba man be saying they should buy someone? They started digging. You know, we Yorubas, we just want to live. We want to live with everybody. We don't really care if you are Muslim, Christian, or whatever. We just want to live. But we now started saying that what these people are bringing to our land is all about taking off our land, trying to colonize us, trying to Islamize us, and trying to make us be slaves to them. And we will not accept it. We will not. Because now they are kidnapping now. They are demanding for our own Yoruba girl. They are not even demanding for that woman. They are demanding for virgin. Imagine who does that on this planet. And it's these same people. Imagine anybody, I will say this online now, anybody in Nigeria supporting Iran, being against America, is an evil. It's an evil.
What if you could tap into your home's equity with no monthly payments? Unison gives you cash for what matters most. Home.
Not be
No. The reason being that for 47 years, these people have no brain. All they have is their brain. They can't sort out economic problem. They can't sort out the well-being of their own citizens. They can't create jobs for their citizens so that they can live comfortably. They are living under $5 in Iran for 47 years. Their life always, they are living a miserable life. At the end of the day, what the leaders, the same mentality that the Fulani has is what they are there. They are saying, get to America, get to Israel for 47 years. The same thing the Fulani has been doing. We will Islamize you up to today. Since they came to Nigeria. Since it's all about Islam. That's why you see the northern part of Nigeria, they are not growing and they will never grow. Because that mentality only stays in their head. When they have kids, the only thing they teach them is how you will be reading Quran. And you don't know any other thing. You don't know how to do anything in life than that Quran. And that's what they want to bring to us. We are civilized people. We are not. We are civilized people in the southwest.
Thank you.
We don't sleep with cows, so they shouldn't do that. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Dr. Khan, just to wrap up this conversation about religion and all that, what do you think it is about the religion that makes it a bit, that makes it look like it kind of encourages violence in one way or the other? Because a lot of people don't talk. I don't get different videos of some people talk, say, oh, part of the Quran say, anybody we know believe in Allah make you, or will be Muslim make you kill him and all that. Some people say, no, those are just propaganda. It may not be true that any religion would actually ask for any other person's blood to be taken. I don't know. Let me take your thought on it very quickly. Because there's also this video that was trending recently of a particular imam, from, I don't know if it's Saudi Arabia, one of this was out. Let's take a listen to him. He did say something.
It's part and parcel of Islam. Terrorism is part of the deen of Islam, yes. Allah said in the ayah, وَعَدُّوا لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ وَمِن رِبَاطِ الْخَيْلِ تُرْهِبُونَ بِهِ عَدُوَّ اللَّهِ. To terrify the enemies of Allah, we should prepare ourselves. Al-i'dad al-jihad, prepare to go to jihad, is farq wa'in on the Muslims, on the males like us here. That's why you teach your son how to ride, how to shoot, because it's the sunnah of the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it's farq on you as a father to teach him how to become a mujahid. It's not some new phenomenon. Kill the enemies of Allah. You may think to yourself, no, they're innocent. No kafir is innocent. Innocence is only for the Muslims. No kafir.
Yes, that innocence is only for the Muslims. And that terrorism is in line with Islam. That Allah says, kill anyone that does not allow. I don't know, but let me take your thought really, because this is becoming something else. And people are being, and if this is the case, our Yoruba brothers who's been living in peace really, what do they need to do to ensure that they go back to the way they've been living together and practicing their religion peacefully?
You need to understand the Fulanis are sponsoring borders so that if anybody wants to do an honest interrogation of the country, they will probably be fooled to think that the Fulani Yorubas are also extremists. No, they are not. Yorubas are not religious extremists. They've never been known. We know our history. We know what has happened before now. How come it is when the Americans are accusing the Fulanis of this, that suddenly the Yorubas who work with the Fulanis are now beginning to damage Yoruba image in this form? But then you will also tell yourself, it was Yoruba Muslims that were also encouraged by the Fulani to start voter suppression in Lagos.
Yes, that's
They did that. Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
Don't forget the Fulani in power.
Yes.
They looked the other way while the Yorubas were doing those things. Voter
Yep.
suppression. That was not
And they
normal.
were
We
giving
never seen that before in
Fulani
Lagos.
people ID
So,
cards,
and it was
indigenous
violent. So the
certificates.
Fulanis who were in government just kept quiet, looked the other way and told them to go on, do what you can, nothing will happen. And they allowed it to stay. So you are not seeing it again repeat itself. Right?
Hello. Oh, here too. Hello, Dr. Kacha, are you there?
It is what we are seeing is very bad. It's not good for the country. And I think whoever is doing this should understand that we know ourselves. We will not accept to be painted in this way. We believe what they are doing is wrong. We condemn it. And it is also left for Yoruba leaders to come together and seize control of the spaces where these anarchists are using the Yoruba land to display this kind of unacceptable antisocial behaviors.
All right, sir.
So the community has to wake up and correct this impression.
All right, sir. So, Dr. Kaj, there was something that my panel said. He did say that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu may face life jail time. He may be taken to International Criminal Court for presiding over genocide. And others are insinuating that, oh, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be ready. He's going to be, if he wins second term, he could be lifetime president if something serious will come out. Can you speak to this conversation while I open the phone lines? Nigerians, phone lines are open 081702940077, or you click on the link on the page post and it will bring you straight to the studio. Let me get your thoughts on this, sir.
Nobody can be lifetime president of Nigeria. If it were possible, Buhari will never give up power.
I agree.
Nigeria's democracy is forcing a lot of awareness.
Yes.
And you now have a young generation that is not willing to be as quiet as their fathers were.
Absolutely.
And I will tell you that if there's going to be a revolting, violent change country, this is the time. Because we suddenly now have the best educated generation, that is the most aware, the best informed generation, who are asking several questions during the age of the internet, which I also believe has brought a lot of awareness. Tinubu cannot, nobody can achieve life presence in Nigeria. It's not going to work. It's not true. Just forget it.
All right. So in terms of facing like, okay, I was going to ask you in terms of
the crossroads.
Okay, sir.
And with the Americans here now, you can be sure that nobody can do such. Let the Americans embed themselves well, then you will start seeing things change. They've been wanting to come here since Obasanjo. They're finally here. They're not here to help equate us or anybody for Nigeria or lifetime presidency. You see, when people say this, they think it because they are not yet conscious that our country is currently occupied by a superior army.
Sir, the superior army, are they here to protect our interests or to fight for their own interests? That's what people are saying. Are they here to really help us?
They are here to help us construct a better society.
You think so? America will want you to be better. If you're better, how will they benefit?
So. I know so.
Donald Trump, America.
I know so.
How do you think it benefits America for Nigeria to be better?
Donald Trump not care about taking over anything.
I know that the government of the Americans simply will open a new page in our life. I am happy to work with the Americans than to be under Fulani occupation.
That's true.
All right. So back to the question I did ask about the ICC and all that. Do you think there will be that push? If there will be that push, to take the president to the ICC, maybe after his tenure, or even while he's still in government, why did they not do it to Buhari? Why Tinubu?
Why Tinubu?
Yes, sir.
Well, what we see, we have people who lie. They told you that they are willing to tolerate anything from a man who shares the same religion with them. And so Muslims were told not to protest against Buhari. But historically, human beings who are working with knives are very rare to see anybody with a knife. Human beings who supported nepotism under Buhari are not going to accept nepotism from Tinubu. But I condemn Tinubu and his nepotism. And these same human beings are the ones who now have done the coup. The military coup was arrested. So, if they cannot tolerate Tinubu, they can tolerate Buhari. As I said earlier, Tinubu and Buhari are on the same course. As Tinubu has said, that he will continue from where Buhari stopped. Yet, they allowed and accepted those behaviors under Buhari. They won't accept nepotism. And same thing, I talked to them on the golf course 2 days ago. A former governor was telling me how people will rise up against Tinubu because there's killing in the middle belt. And I asked him, I said, well, when you were a governor, the same killing got on. Why didn't people rise up against Buhari? He said, no, times have changed. I said, really? He said, yes. I kept quiet. And we continue playing over 18 votes. So do not listen when you hear this Nigerians parrot this nonsense they are saying. For me, as I said before, we are having this rough life because we deserve it. When we condone nonsense, of course, nonsense will come to stay in cost. But I can tell you that the country is not very good right now. I can tell you, yes, you're right. Tinubu could rightly be accused of having presided over genocide, no matter what he says, despite his denials. I find him completely involved in the genocide. It's difficult for him to take himself out of that. So I thank Mike Arnold for his work. May God bless him for his intervention in our country. He's going to add voice to the ones who will be trying to scream like we're lone voices. I also commend and congratulate Nigerians who are now waking up from their slumber.
Yep.
I curse and condemn those who are continuing to deny this very dark period in our country's history. But I know nothing lasts forever. As they says, every day, this day is for us, the owner of this house.
All right, thank you, sir. Let me quickly bring some people in to ask questions. Good evening, MC. Good evening and welcome. Please go straight to the question, please.
Good evening, Precious. Good evening, Dr. Kasha, and good evening to your viewers as well. I will go straight to the question, but I need to tip in some stuff before I continue. Okay, please.
I don't want you to take our time. Just hurry up.
I'm not taking your time. You see, I know in the past few days, I could say, Precious, these people are watching. They are watching these programs. I could say the people in government. I'm coming because some things I've been saying for the past few days now. We've been mentioning that when we talked about palliative, that's when the citizens complain about things are not working. All you see, rice. And watch now, for the past few days now, they've been trying to dispute that rice. And some of the people are now rejecting that rice and everything, politics.
That's some are still receiving it and thanking the president.
Yes,
Why
some are receiving it, some are rejecting. So that's to tell you that they are waking up. The consciousness, as in, is that they begin to get it now that these are not the way things were supposed to be. So that's for that. So my question now is like I said before, that Abure Accord or the way the British hand over Nigerians to our then leaders is the best way to go. That's just the best way to go, because this whole thing, at least every region can have their own securities, can put things in place, can start doing things for themselves, and this one will know. Everybody will know who is who in the society, so that these criminals cannot be flushed out. So that's for that. So my question is this: that I saw a video today regarding the Senate president here rejecting some of the members that were going to defect to the ADC.
In fact, I hear that. In fact, that was going to be my other life. I'll do a life where I give you guys a breakdown of what's going on. I just wanted to.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I hear that they face that.
And Kingi Bay as well.
Yeah, that they're likely to declare their seats vacant because they defected. And I'm saying that, excuse me, we've had tons and tons of people defect to APC. So why have you guys not done anything about it?
Good. So now you could see that as well again. Now they are trying to bring in the law again to see if they can trap Peter Obi. So I saw that same law which
cannot belong to two parties at the same
time. Or anything or thereabout. So you could see that it's like these people, they wake up, they sleep, it's all Peter Obi. Nothing more, nothing less. They are restless. Because I don't know what, in short, like I keep saying, the Nigerian people need to wake up and start demanding for what belongs to them and chase these criminals out. These criminals, they all need to go. That's for that. So if I may put a question to Dr. Cash, like, what is his thought regarding what the way the nation is now, right? The way everything is going now, what do he thinks that Nigerians can do to start resisting this evil that these people are penetrating on Nigerians? What do he thinks that Nigerians can do? So that's the question. Yeah.
Would you like to react to that, Dr. Cash?
Yes, what we can do is very easy. Continue where we are. Some of the leaders at the top of the chain are the people who have been frightened. You saw what Showore did today. He went to Aba and led a protest.
Yes.
You see, that protest Showore did in Aba,
and the crowd was massive.
If it continues, a lot will come from it.
Exactly.
Societies change, not out of plan. No.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When people get frustrated, do things that they never ever dreamed of doing before.
Yep.
Let us continue. But you see, because of Tinubu uses the Stalin doctrine, weaponizing poverty, a lot of the elders, when they now think they've lost position, they have nothing else to do, their politics, they quickly run and join whatever ruling party there is. Today, Nigeria is literally a one-party state. Why is it so? Taking your position, I'm not serious. Look at the by-election we had in Abuja some weeks ago. They came out to vote because of the lack of enthusiasm. Where is your position? They don't exist. They don't exist. Atiku managed to kill the PDP, which is helping him finish the job he started. Same Atiku has gone to undermine the other grouping, and the man at 80 years old, can't he go and rest? Can't he just go and rest?
Exactly.
Snap your W-2 and file your taxes 100% free. Plus, get your biggest refund. Roughly 30.
So Atiku has been a very, very negative impact person on our democracy. And I can tell you, Nigerians are just hopeless right now. The only hope we have are the Americans. So one good thing we can do, follow Showore's lead, sustain the protests as they are doing in Aba. It can go around the country and it could turn into 100 protests. So we don't have to, of course, once you're able to mobilize them onto the streets, now you see a war. The war in the Middle East is likely to spread economic hardship across the world. And once that happens, Of course, look at dollar is already gone.
And oil price has hit $100 per barrel already, and that has ripple effect.
For a barrel of crude, and that affects transportation costs, and of course, what transport cost goes up in any economy, it affects the price of goods across the board.
Yep.
So we should encourage that people come out to the street to protest. The community will not get well if we just stay in our houses.
That's true.
We have to organize. We have to sensitize.
Yes.
We have to show that we're not happy. With the Americans in the country, nothing will happen to protesters. I can give you that as a good story.
Are you serious?
Since the Americans are here now, nobody will shoot at protesters.
Why do you think so? Because the last time Americans were here and they tear gas people who came out to protest against Omoye. They tear gas. However, they retracted and said, in fact, the National Assembly was to start probing the tear gas. They talked about it, but the tear gas people. And the Americans were here when it happened, sir.
Tear gas is nothing. Tear gas is meant for crowd control, and we know how to pick up. Today we did tear gas during the time of Abiola protest. We didn't do a protest. I was in Kenya. We throw all tear gas. We pick up the tear gas. We throw it back to them. So those things are nothing anybody should be afraid of. We be on the streets, and we know the streets. We know how this thing works. If it's tear gas and they won't shoot us or arrest us for protesting, then we can take on tear gas. We can control tear gas. We can live with tear gas. We know how to undermine tear gas. So let Nigerians make up their mind to change this country. There's not going to be an election. Tinubu will not allow election. You know that. Tinubu will not allow election.
Did you hear what he said? That the politics is sweet when you're winning. I said, did you hear what he said? The politics is sweet when you're winning.
No. If you win, clean and fair, yes. Not when you win, when you muzzle everyone down and you refuse for opposition to exist in the country.
Thank you.
There is no opposition to be in Nigeria.
Thank
That's
you.
just a fact.
Thank you so much. Hello, good evening and welcome. I'm Abilos. I hope that answers the question. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I want to quickly repeat something again, please, if that's possible.
I have somebody already on the line.
Okay, let me wait. Finish with the person.
All right, good evening and welcome. So what's your name, where are you calling from? Hello? Yes. Yes, good evening, sir. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm still inside. How are you doing, sir? Welcome.
Good to hear your voice once again this night. And good evening to Dr. Kash. This is Dr. Deployer.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Please, I just want to, still add my voice to what Dr. Kash is saying. And then I'm getting an information that Showore's bell will be revoked. I don't know how true that is. Probably because they've seen him demonstrate or lead demonstration.
They will still release him again. Don't worry yourself.
Okay. And then the second one is, I want to ask Dr. Kash, how is it possible that an oil producing nation like Nigeria, instead of being on the same price or reducing the price of petroleum during this period, they are increasing their prices or the price?
Thank you.
Can anyone be? Is there any nation in the world that produces petroleum at this point that are increasing their price apart from non-producing nations? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Dr. Kash, will you attend to that very quickly? I mean, if you can, sir.
Yes, I have it. You will have to understand that the oil we produce has been taken from us. We are told that Buhari must get the oil, must get that.
Even future productions will use it to borrow. That's the ones with not.
Hello.
Hi. Do you want to play with me?
Very
Sure.
grateful
With your groceries?
elders. God forbid.
This journey with
drilled yet. We have borrowed some of those.
Yes, we are told that the one we have not yet produced have been sold ahead by Buhari. Is that not what we are told?
We had
and that the KB produce now we have no thing to it, and that's why Dangote has to, refine imported crude. So if they import crude, and there are international situations against imported crude, of course it will affect him. That's why he's doing that. Our problem is government. Even as Dangote is doing what he's doing, I'm aware he was able to last year month satisfy about 92% of local demand for fuel after he refined. Now the question is, where does he get his crude from? If he buys the crude locally, then the government should understand that he should buy in Naira, and if he buys in Naira, he should not then be giving us international prices. But if he imports his crude and refines, of course, international price fluctuations will also affect his own acquisition of crude before he refines. And that's what it is. So if you import crude, imported crude will of course suffer the same international pricing that are now affected by the situation in the Gulf of Suez. And so I don't think we have to blame them because for that. It's the government that we have to blame.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Marvelous. Please make it quick.
Okay, thank you. You see what the last time I also said that the young ones that are coming up, that we need to start protecting those young ones and start educating those young ones as well. Because these people, their targets are the young ones that are coming up. You could see someone said here now that these people, when they invaded the Yoruba land now, they keep asking for the young girls, the indigenous of those, there's the young girls are the indigenous of those places. Why are they trying to do that? By the time they start reproducing, they will say these people are from that place, as in they are from that place, like they said, Fulani, Yoruba Fulani. So these are all part of their ways which they try to see if they can infiltrate other regions and all that. That's the reason why these people that are there, they need to start protecting these young ones and start educating them to enable the people chase out these evils out of these old regions, because no regions in that country now is safe. So that's what I wanted to add to what I've said before. So that's it. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. T.Y. Danjuma, good evening and welcome. Just go ahead, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Precious. Good evening, Dr. Katch, and good evening, Yoruba Nation. Thank you all. Good evening, viewers.
Thank you.
You posted a video of an Islamic cleric who was saying to us that
encouraging terrorism,
yeah,
proving to us that terrorism is somehow enshrined in the Quran. It's not.
That is true. That is true. Quickly, I'm going to give you evidence. First of all, I'm going to give you 5 chapters in the Quran where it is stated explicitly stated. Quran chapter 2, verse 191. Quran chapter 8, verse 12. Quran chapter 9, verse 5. Quran chapter 9, verse 29. Quran chapter 47, verse 4. But let me read just 3 of them to you quickly. Quran chapter 2, verse 191. Kill them wherever you encounter them and drive them out from where they drove you. That's Quran chapter 2, verses 191.
Are you sure it's in the right context? You know, context matters.
Okay, don't worry. Quran chapter 8, verse 12. It says, remember when your Lord inspired the angels, I am with you, so strengthen those who believe. I will cause terror upon the hearts of those who disbelieve. So strike above the necks and strike from them everything that you. That's Quran chapter 8, verse 12. I go to Quran chapter 9, verse 5. And that's the verse of the sword. It says, but when the sacred months are past, then kill the polytheists wherever you find them. Capture them.
These glasses automatically turn into sunglasses in bright daylight. All glasses have this tiny flaw.
Besiege them and sit in wait for them at every place of ambush. But if they repent, establish prayer, give zakat, then let them go their way. Indeed, Allah is forgiving and merciful. I can go on and on. Quran chapter 9, verse 29 says, fight those who do not believe in God. And so on. So what he's saying is speaking from the basis of Quran. That's what he said. Now, if you go to the Hadith, if you go to Al-Bakri, Buhari, you will still see when they're doing their initiation. But that is to say that, it's not, the man is just saying the truth as an Islamic cleric. And it's unfortunate.
So this has, let me quickly throw a question to Dr. Katch. So Dr. Katch, when Mike Arnold was here, he did say something. He did blame, what's the Oga Abubakar name again? Abdusalam Abubakar, that he's the one who created the 1999 constitution. And because he's a Muslim, he deliberately gave preference to Muslim and Islam in the constitution, ignoring every other religion, including Christianity and traditional worship. What's your take on that?
I have said what you're now repeating. I told you that those cascade of coups were used to write that decree, which was now passed as a Christian law. So, and I have said this before. This is not a constitution written by we the people. This is a manual given to Obasanjo, and because we were desperate to get the soldiers out of power, we just said, let them get out. Let us use whatever paper we have to start the democracy. Along the road, we are going to change the constitution by reviewing it. Then we only now found out that the root numbers of Islamic areas of Nigeria give them advantage in such a way that it's so difficult now for us to change. Every time we want to review the constitution, some Muslims who are planted in the policy, both from outside the political space and also inside the political space, will gang up and say, no, that we shouldn't touch it if we want peace. So we've been threatened to accept those manuals by the soldiers, but of course, you know, nothing lasts forever. We have finally come to a point where we need to now sit down and tell them, look, if we are to live together, the people of one country, we need a constitution that will guide us. This nonsense written by this army, mostly Muslim soldiers, is unacceptable to our people. And it's not workable. It's just unsustainable. So I think all of us want to have a Nigeria. If the Muslims stick to share country with us, then let us have a country based on the policy. Not where they will insist that it must be them. At the end of the Civil War in Nigeria, Nigeria was at 5% Muslims. They threw a cascade of coups led by Muslims, and then with a writing of decrees imposed upon us, as he tried to say about Abdul Salam Abubakar, who single-handedly got Professor Anwar Yadudu to write the current constitution. How can a country's constitution be written by one man? One man. This is not proper. And we've kept quiet. We've been under it. Even when they now tried to impose Sharia under Obasanjo, it was just to scatter the democracy. Obasanjo kept quiet, trying to manage it. But we've gotten a point where they are now using those Sharias to impose blasphemy laws on the country. And we have
Violence
to say,
of
no,
elders.
let us sit down
Children
and do these things properly if we must live together. If we can't live together, we'll find a way to continue to cooperate as members of ECOWAS and African Union and not kill ourselves.
Exactly.
The way the Fulanese are choosing to do. I condemn their ways, I condemn their strategies, and I condemn where we are now.
All right. So
more town empty is even saying I should add Quran chapter 5 verse 33.
We cannot live together. Absolutely, Kola.
So basically supporting their, you know, the assertion that I've just made here, you know, concerning.
This $10 pen fixed what $1,000 worth of creams couldn't, because this yellow crust.
There's no need.
So it's there. It's not a question of. So when you find teachers who are teaching these things, they're just and when you hear. Sometimes when you hear that Islam is a religion of peace, you're wondering, when you look at some of these.
So why are we denying it? Why are we denying that there are no other religion, that particular religion or set of people are targeted? If these things are obvious, why are we denying it? Why are we trying to make it look like it's different? I mean, we should actually have the sincerity to call it what it is and face the consequences of calling it what it is.
We are afraid of what soldiers will do. That's what happened. Because if these things were done by soldiers, most of our fathers were afraid of what soldiers would say or act or do. They kept quiet. But now we've gotten to a condition where the wheels that were put on the cars that they handed over to us just cannot allow the car to move. We need to stop and change this wheel of the tires are no good. That's what we're complaining.
Exactly. All right, Tiwa, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think Doctor was spot on when he talked about the problem with the importation of why the price of the food, gas and that.
Dangote even gets from, including US oil.
Dangote imports
oil.
You know,
the naira, the dollar, whatever, the oil for naira deal with him stopped. You know, it stopped a long time. They tried it initially, stopped, suspended it, started again, they still suspended it. So you
see, the problem with our country, there's so many problems. Now there was an issue of whether they should sell to Dangote in crude, that is the NNPC, whether they will sell crude to Dangote in naira or sell it to him in dollars. Initially, they were selling it to him in dollars.
Yes, I know, but they did the naira thing at some point when President Tinubu pushed for it.
Yes, I mean, how can you be selling somebody who's trying to help you? You are selling to him in dollars, and that is even against the constitution because you can't sell, you can't trade in dollars in Nigeria. I mean, it's not allowed.
Do you know the highest customers of dollar?
So he started importing crude, and then he will import, he will refine, and then he will push some to the domestic market and then sell some abroad, you know. So you see that if he's buying in crude, right now that we have this crisis in the Middle East, of course he's going to buy at international price. And that's going to affect eventually when he refines and add this cost and so on and so forth.
You never even talk about the risk of transporting the crude by the damage.
You know, and so on and so forth.
He also has a lot of risk himself in the business.
And then, of course, you know, you can't even account for the quantity of crude that you're producing per day because we are not meeting quota or per quota. Some are disappearing, entering people's pockets, according to Obi, and so on and so forth. So this is a whole lot of problems, you know, that we have. And you know, the president is the minister for petroleum. Thank God he has put in your brother now, Magnus Abe, somewhere there now. You know, let's see what Magnus Abe is going to do. But that whole industry, that whole industry is a cesspool of corruption. You know, cesspool of corruption. You know, we need to sanitize those places. Bunkering is still going on. If you listen to people in the Niger Delta,
Did you know that they said that couple of the stock guys they come and they say some people stop them from bunkering, but people they should say see person people, and people get you know, so it's still going on. Who are those people doing this? How is it right? It's not well to fight corruption.
It's crazy. And let me say one other final thing, you know, that I stumbled upon. And this I want to cross up now. You see, nearly everybody, or some of those who were involved in the killing that took place in Nnamdi Kanu's home, his rendition, his trial, and his sentencing, some of them are beginning to pay for it from the top. Okay, hold on now. From the person who say, look, where the bed make you release, and we say, no, he can't release, you know, that these people are adults, right? In fact, he had the power, he had the authority. Okay, two, you had Malami, who was his attorney general, who sat over this rendition, who approved it.
Politics.
Okay. Whether you like him or not, they say politics. So he's going through that trial. You don't go visit that place where Nnamdi Kanu will go. Three, you talk about Asara Dokubo, who was part of it, and even said certain very provocative things with his mouth against Nnamdi Kanu and against this thing.
He says that they will kill them the way their forefathers killed them.
Yes. What is happening now? He has the university, he has a lot of investments outside Nigeria. He has the investment, he has the university in Benin. The license has been withdrawn, the school has been closed, the parents are after him. He also has the primary and secondary school attached to that university. It's been closed. Okay, they are looking for him. And then the third other thing, you know, is that also has happened. One of those lawyers that was also involved in the rendition, don't fight. And then
you said you want to remind us, say Israel don't notice Asari Dokubo.
And then very good. And then the other thing, the judge that was dribbling him, Justice of the Federal Abuja High Court, Abuja, the chief judge of Abuja High Court, is under trial too.
Now small thing they will settle on because of saying
but you can see that all of them with their hand inside.
But the person who is gone, God don't get it, and you know, you don't get a recommendation to go to appeal courts. He's going to appeal court. He's going to appeal court now.
But he done that right. Can you imagine a judge where the judge stopped somebody, the judge is now being judged over some money, some kind of money will come from somebody.
Judge has become judge.
And he's going to appeal court.
No, I'm talking about Soho. Because James all of them they pay now. You know, about the Supreme Court justice will do all the thing when he do. You know, see how he die. You know, see what happened to him. What we're saying is that, you know, there's the price to pay for injustice.
That's true.
Either sooner or later.
I agree.
Yes, so that's what we're seeing now. It's a lesson for Nigerians to know that all these things where they happen, if they like, may they make sure say Obi no run for election. May they make sure say they remove all those ones who don't cross from this thing to ADC, but the ones who cross to APC, they are okay. If they like all the way they steal money.
2 hours now release Dr. Kat. Thank you so much. Robinson very quickly. Robinson, you want to say something? Make it 60 seconds if you can. Very quickly, we need to release Dr. Kat.
Isn't they give me 60 seconds now? I go fit. Oh, sorry. Oh, no vex. I just enjoy your program. Yeah, sorry.
What if you could tap into your home's equity with no monthly payments? Unison gives you cash for what matters most.
So make it myself. Anything happen, Sha?
Fight ourselves to death. Outsiders will come in and inherit the land. So the earlier
let me take that part again.
I just want Nigerians not to lose hope. They should stay strong.
Nigerians are not here. Dr. Katch say no lose hope. Stay strong. Eyes on the ball.
It's time for us to come and take our countries back. It will happen. Right there is it was captured by the Sunni minority for that name. They use the militias to try to stamp us to death, take our land. Thank God the Americans are here. Let us indigenous people come together, work together. in peace as one people. You see, when all of us indigenous people fight ourselves to death, outsiders will come in and inherit the land.
That's true.
So the earlier we see each other as one,
yes,
the better for us.
Yes.
Thank you.
So for me, I am very optimistic that it's possible that we can sit down, restructure the country into a confederal entity, and we all can live happily ever after. So I believe.
Amen. Thank you so much, Dr. Catch. It's always a pleasure to have you join us every week. I will have to look for something to do about this network issue. Maybe we'll talk later for backyard. When I get solution, we will give the problem because we want to see your face.
Don't worry, we'll resolve it next week.
You see what he said? That's very powerful. I like that. We should not give up and we should come together. As indigenous people, we need, because all our lives are at stake now. Everybody's life in Nigeria is at stake. No one place is enjoying peace. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. It's happening in the West today. You don't know where it's going to get to. Edo is very close to the West. Okay? We even have scuttles in the West or in Edo already. Edo North is they are hammering them in Edo North. So the earlier, the better. Everybody needs to be coming together. Do you like the fact that you cannot buy food, you cannot buy gas, you cannot move from one place to the other with ease, you cannot do anything? Strangers are literally the ones pillaging you. Fulani people are pillaging you. They know they let una breathe. They are strangers. Bala Blue, he at the end of the day, I don't believe that man is Nigerian. I do not believe that man is Nigerian. That man is a stranger that is ruling over you and causing division amongst you. Can't you see? Can you not see? You keep fighting yourselves. At the end of the day, they are milking you dry. Your gold is being sold outside of the country. Now, Hausa people don't they wake up now? Don't they disavow Fulani people? They say, Lai, we are not like them, oh. We are not the same, oh. They came, that's how they took over from us. So they are not crying, they are coming out and they are coming out strong. Every indigenous group in Nigeria need to know it. Makes sense, enter everybody's head. But what do I know? If you do bad, I will call you out. I don't care which tribe you belong to. If you do bad, I'm against unfairness. I'm against evil. So if you do bad, I will call you out. Whether you be my mama or whether you be my papa, it no matter. Because if we all live together in peace in one place, in that same Nigeria, we dey live together. Everybody they do as they do, they manage their life, they go. We go get our head go clear to see wetin dey happen, wetin our leaders they do. But because they want you to keep fighting till the death. That's what they want, because that's the only way they can continue to loot. If you welcome, let me play a quick video and I'll call it a day. Abeg, I don't try. Phew, Nigeria, we move. Aluta continua. Let me play a video. Showore comot for protest for Abia State. E don enter give us light protests for Lagos. Fadeyi, may I play this thing for now? Hey, Omo, I have to respect this man's own. Everybody they do their own. Everybody gets their own to play. And Showore is doing his own well. Everybody find where you belong when you dey run now. Na him even say I don't come take that my video. Abeg, make una watch am. I don't know the song when dey background, but to be safe. Yeah, the man is protesting. Comot for Abia today, oh. E don enter Fadeyi, dey protest, give us light. Abeg, everybody find where you belong. Just find where you fit in. I wish this thing go generate. As it happen for Aba, did you see the mammoth crowd that came out in Aba Did you see the mammoth cry? I wish the whole country go come out like that. When I get the protest for BRT, they wish say all Nigerians go fall out. Everybody they do, I don't care. Ah, God, people have gotten so used to suffering. Yeah. Anyway, you get the drift. Let's move on. Meanwhile, the heck? It's not what I want. Why did I get here? Okay. Make I play this thing for now.
Ahmed Tinubu, on behalf of, I want to call the attention of our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on behalf of Northern Nigeria. Mr. President, the Northern Nigerian youth are the youth that came out openly in a mass to vote you in the 2023 election. We put you into power. And Mr. President, you know that the Northern Nigerian youth are with you. But at this, Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, please, you have to do something in the issue of Minister of Defense, Christopher Musa. Christopher Musa is our leader. Christopher Musa is someone that we celebrated so much when he was appointed as the Minister of Defense. But at it is today, we say no to Christopher Musa. At it is today, we are calling for Christopher Musa resignation. Christopher Musa needs to vacate that seat and allow someone who is competent to come and lead the Ministry of Defense. For the past 1 week, over 100 military allegedly they were killed in the hand of terrorists. Over 250 something were kidnapped. But Christopher Musa is busy sleeping. As I'm talking to you, Christopher Musa, Mr. President, if you did not take any action, Christopher Musa will destroy your leadership as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. President, if you did not sack Christopher Musa,
I beg, oh, please. First of all, I did not vote for Tinubu. Please. Oga, if you are talking about voting for Tinubu, be naming you guys who voted for Tinubu. I did not vote for Tinubu. I did not vote for Tinubu. All right? Okay, that's it, by the way. And secondly, I really hate it when unintelligent people represent us in the northern Nigeria. It pisses me off a lot. Okay? First of all, the military is a bureaucratic organization. What did I say? A bureaucratic organization. And one of the characteristics of a bureaucratic organization is what? Clear hierarchy. They have rank, clear hierarchy, rigid hierarchy. Okay? And another interesting thing about a bureaucratic organization is that they take instructions, they take orders from superiors. Okay? They don't act on instincts or impulse. They act on command. Okay? And guess what? Christopher Musa is not the highest ranking in the military. Okay? Who is Tinubu? Tinubu, okay? He only follows instruction of Tinubu. He cannot act. Okay? He cannot act on his own. Even if the country is going on shamble. Because of their strict policy of only listening to superiors, he cannot do anything about it. Okay? So I beg, hold the president responsible. He's the one you are insulting indirectly. He's the one that is irresponsible indirectly. You are calling him irresponsible indirectly. Because his subordinates have to listen to him, have to take commands from him. By
Nigelo. Again, a Christian, saying be Christian. Okay. Okay. Now this one I won't play just now when the thing. We have almost 600 soldiers here on ground as we speak, and they've been able to bring additional critical combat enablers for them. Major General Abdusalam Abubakar says the priority remains maintaining security in Goshe town so civilians can safely return to their homes. Is this not one of the men, the Major General, that one military guy that had gone AWOL has complained about? Anyway,
soldiers, encourage them, bring additional critical combat enablers for them so that they are able to hold their own. And as you can see, unlike the hype that is going on social media that the camp has been abandoned, we have almost 600 soldiers here on the ground.
So you need social media.
They've been able to bring additional critical combat enablers for them. So our major focus now is to make sure that the civilians return fully to the town. There are some IEDs that have been planted, so we just go to the mosque side, look at what the soldiers and the civilian joint task force have been. We talk to them briefly, motivate them too, then we'll be on our way.
Lamba, it's only a matter of time. No worry. It's only a matter of time. We take this one step down.
And like I promised you, I will make sure that I keep to that. We are working too hard, too much. Don't mind the rumors that the national grid is falling. You know, we are doing everything we can. I told you myself that if I don't give you power, don't vote for me. Will I sit there and not do anything? Will I sit there and watch you vote me out? No. As we speak, everything is being placed. Everything that you can think of to make this power work is being put in place. I'm telling you. And as I speak to you, by the end of the day, before we finish all the installations and all the power plants that we are buying, we are going to have about 650, 72 million megawatts. You know, that is our target. I assure you. Give me 2 months more, and we are going to have power back 24/7, and that is what we are going to do. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. What are you doing here?
Your Excellency, I don't feel that finish. The CLK mass and the Classy UK. So
what do you mean? Are you recording? Are you recording?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Stop recording. Why are you passing my camera?
But you tell me say you want make your house just there get lights 247. That's why I go install all these things. No, so now they be the best in this town like this tonight.
What's in the best?
The CLK mass and Classy UK.
Or some CLK mass. Who brought this Anambra mass? CLK mass, Classy UK. CLK mass is Classy UK. That's what you're calling this thing. I'm promising people like Coastal Electricity. We are passing with solar system. You want them to know that I'm using solar.
No, yes, my balance with me.
Your balance?
Yes, sir.
Come on, take this guy out. Wait, leave him. Leave him before you go out and disgrace them. Go and bring the remaining money from subsidy. Let's give him.
Your Excellency, I will go and bring it up. But
what?
Your Excellency, this is not right. Like I've always stated. Your Excellency, during your campaign, you promised the people of Olani you're going to give them 24 hours power supply when they vote you in.
Okay.
They voted you, Your Excellency.
Okay.
Today you are disconnecting the State House from the power grid, and then you're connecting solar power to the State House. How does it make sense?
When did I make you special advisor? I thought I could remove your hand from advising me. Don't advise me again.
It's just that the people are going to one day stand
Which of the money am I supposed to use and do power? Is it the one we budget for vacation?
Talk now.
Is it the one we budget for enjoyment? You said what?
Just remember your promise, Your Excellency.
My friend, don't bring this in. My balance. Don't push an honorable. I will slap you. Don't push an honorable. Are you mad?
For your outdoor solar light, trust CLK Max and Classy UK.
Anyway, that's it for me tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Kola, thank you very much. Michael, thank you. Kene, I think Kene was here. Yeah, Kene was here earlier. Thank you all so much. I'll see you guys on my next one. I see 90%, 92% as a Pobita as flag there. All the polls, when I don't see for Twitter, the same thing, everybody in a 90. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys on my next one. Have a wonderful night. Bye.